and welcome to this AE Tuts Quick Effect screencast. My name is Mohsin Amjad, and today we will be making the aura effect in After Effects. In this effect, we will be using Trapcode Shine, which is a third-party plugin, and I strongly recommend purchasing this plugin. However, if you do not wish to purchase it, you can just go to their site and download the trial version to follow along with this tutorial. Now let's jump straight into the tutorial. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new composition. Let's name this composition Aura 1. Now once we have the composition made, let's go ahead and create a new solid, make it black, make it comp size, and let's name this Aura. This is the layer that we will be applying the fractal noise effect to, which is the base of this effect. Now let's go ahead and search for fractal noise, and this is located on the noise and grain. Alright, now that we have fractal noise applied to the black layer, let's change the fractal type to dynamic twist, the noise type to spline, and let's go ahead and pump up the contrast to somewhere around 500. Now let's go ahead and tone down the brightness just a bit. Somewhere around -10 will be fine. Now as we can see, this image is very blurry and we want to make something more crisp. So let's go ahead to the complexity and let's type in 20. Now as we can see, this makes it a very much more crisp fractal and gives us much more detail. Now what we have to do is animate this fractal. So to do that, let's click the let's keyframe evolution. Let's go to the end and let's type in cycles of 4 cycles. Now to make this animation loopable, which basically means that the first keyframe and the last keyframe are the same. Let's go ahead and twirl down evolution options and let's click cycle evolution. Now we want to type in the same number that we have up here in evolutions and cycle. So let's go ahead and type 4. Now as we can see, our first keyframe and our last keyframe are indeed the same. Now after that is done, we want to create a mask around this layer. So to do that, let's go ahead and click the ellipse tool. Let's make sure that the aura layer is selected and go ahead and double click the ellipse tool. What this will do is create an ellipse mask that is just as big as the composition. Now to bring up the mask options, let's go ahead and click the aura layer and click MM. Now we don't want to have this composition as big as the we don't want to have the aura layer as big as the composition, so let's go ahead and bring in the mask expansion. And we also don't want to have such a hard edge, so let's go ahead and pump up the feather to somewhere around 50. Now note, at this point we can either use the ellipse tool to create a oval shaped mask around this layer, or we can use the pen tool to draw our own. Now the benefits of using the pen tool is that it will create a more organic looking aura effect. Now for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and use the ellipse tool. Now that we have that done, let's go ahead and create a new adjustment layer. Now what adjustment layers are they're just basically layers that whatever effect you apply to them, they will apply the same effect to all the layers beneath it. Now let's go ahead and look for Trapcode Shine. Let's go ahead and drag this out onto the layer. Now the first thing we want to do is that we want to take the ray length and bring them down to about 2. This way our rays are not that long that they go outside the composition, so we still get a feel of what the rays look like and have them fall off towards the edge of the composition. Now to colorize our effect, we can go ahead and use the colorize option in Trapcode Shine. Now I'm going to use a bluish color and a purplish color for my effect. You can go ahead and choose whatever colors you want. For the bluish color, I'm going to just go ahead and use the electric preset colors in Trapcode Shine. Now I don't like the shadows color, and I'm just going to go ahead, click it, and find a color that I feel suits the effect much better. Now let's note that this is where this effect really looks good. Alright? We want to really spend time and pick really good colors, because if we pick bad colors, then the effect won't look as good as it could be. So make sure you spend a lot of time just looking for the right colors. Now for the sake of making this tutorial a quick effect, I'm just going to go ahead and use the presets. Now this is basically all we need for Aura1. Now let's go back to the projects tab, and we can just go ahead and duplicate this composition. Now we can Control D will duplicate it, and this should be Aura2. Let's go ahead and open Aura2, and what we want to do is we want to change the Aura layer up just a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the expansion just a bit more to make it a lot smaller. And since it's smaller, I don't want it to be feathered as much. Now what we can also do is just go into the effects and change around the fractal noise just a bit. So I'm just going to tone down the contrast just a bit, somewhere around 350. And that should be good. Now let's go ahead and change the color. So let's go to the adjustment layer, Trapcode Shine, colorize, and there isn't a purplish color preset that that I feel goes with what the bluish color that I've picked. So I'm just going to go manually and pick the purplish color. There. That looks almost what I want. That'll be fine for now. Now, let's go back to the project tab and create a new composition, and let's call this final. This is where we're going to be composing both of our layers and making the final animation. Let's drag out both of the layers, and let's change the transfer mode to overlay on both of them. Now as you can see, both of the aura effects are dead center of the composition, and because of that we don't really see the purple layer. So we want to go ahead and move the aura layers in different parts of the composition. We don't want to do this in the final composition because, as we can see, we get a hard edge where the aura composition ends. So let's go ahead and open the aura layers, click the aura layer. I'm sorry, we want to open the aura composition, click the aura layer, and move that to a different part of the screen. Now seeing this, I realize that this may be too big, so let's just go ahead and bring in the expansion just a bit. Now as you can see, when I move the aura layer up, all the rays started shining up. Now the reason for that is that in Trapcode Shine, we can actually pick where our source point or where the light will be emitting from, and and to make the rays come back to shooting straight out of the fractal, let's just go ahead and center the source point to the center of the fractal. Now as we can see, the rays are now coming straight out of the layer. let's go ahead to Aura 2 and do the same thing. Just drag it to a different portion of the screen. Trap shine, source point, let's center that. Now what you could do is that you could use a source point and put it beneath or on a different side on a different side of the fractal and have the rays shoot out in different angles. You can go ahead and play with that and see what you feel looks better, because you know there's different ways that you can make this effect look much better than this. Now, as I'm cycling through this animation, I'm seeing that both of these fractals are relatively in the same stage of their animation. Now, this is going to be a problem because it's just going to look, you know, the same, and we don't want our viewer to look at it and say, hey, you know, this person just, you know, put two of the same thing. So let's go ahead and let's go to the aura layer, and let's change up this this fractal just a bit. So what we can do is just go ahead and change the amount of cycles this fractal will be going through. So let's just put it up 1, make it 5, and let's not forget to go to the evolution keyframe and go ahead and change this to 5 as well. Now Aura 2 will be animating a bit faster than Aura 1. And what we can do to make this a bit more different is just go ahead and offset Aura 2 just a bit. Now because we offset it, it isn't necessarily loopable, because you know, Aura 2 is not going up until the end of the work area, and we can always just trim the work area, but that still will not give us the illusion of it being loopable. So what we can do is just go ahead and duplicate Aura 2. Let's drag Aura 2 to where the other Aura 2 ends, and for the sake of organization, let's just go ahead and rename this Aura 2 underscore 2. Now you can't even tell that, you know, they're two different compositions. Now that is the basic aura effect, and to make this, you know, a title or something, let's just go ahead and type out whatever you want, AE Tuts, and let's enlarge this. And we want whatever we overlay on top of it to be as big as the composition itself. Now let's go ahead and center this. And you know, very good you know, guide to centering something is this box, and what this box is called is it's the title save box, and basically what this is used for is broadcast production, or in other words, you know, if you're making something to be played on the TV, one of these boxes stand for action save, which is, you know, animation save, and the other one is title save. So these are just guidelines to where something should end. So just the rule of thumb is if you are making something for broadcast or playing on the TV, you don't want it to be bigger than this box, because it will be cut off on the TV. Now let's just quickly preview this, and that looks just about right, and that's the aura effect in Adobe After Effects. My name is Mohsen Amjad, and thank you for watching this AE Tuts Quick Effect screencast.